All right, so try this one. So try number 2 here. So they want you to find the equation. I want you to find the equation. So what you write first is you write slope equals y minus y1 over x minus x1, like that. Plug the half in over here and put the numbers in. You put the x behind the x and the y behind the y. So this is the x and the y, so the negative 2 here and the regular 2 there. And you know double negative is positive, you know all that stuff. Is that good so far? Does everybody see what's happening? It's going to be kind of the same every time. And now cross multiply, right? Go diagonal, diagonal. Cross multiply. So diagonal, diagonal. So 1 times x plus 2, 2 times y minus 2. Right, so right here, it became positive? Oh, okay. Yeah, and this is the y. Yeah, good. We good to there? Is that making sense so far? Everybody see how the diagonal steps working? Right, it's cross multiply. It's good. We'll do this a lot. This is something we'll do a lot. Whenever you have one fraction on each side, we'll do it throughout the course. Diagonal, diagonal like that. And then we distribute and distribute. We'll bring it up here. So we have x plus 2 is 2y minus 4. We good? Okay. And now, like, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get the y alone because that's what they want. If you look at the question, they always want y alone on all these. They want the y equals mx plus b kind of thing. So how do we get y alone? Add the 4, right? Add the 4. So that'll be, what, x plus 6 is 2y. Last step. Divide by 2. And when you divide, remember you got to do all 3 of them. You good with that? All the way across all 3 of them? So that'll give us y. That'll give us the y alone. And that is x over 2 plus 3, huh? That's the same. Do you know that's the same as a half x? A half x plus 3. Both are good. You don't need to change it. I just want you to know on the multiple choice test that both those are the same. Grab either one. Right? A half in front of x is the same thing as x over 2, isn't it? Because there's really an invisible 1 up here. Those are the same. Either one's good. Is that okay? How are we doing on that? Is it making sense? Questions on that one? All is good. On number 3 here, let me just write it over here. So on number 3, what they're basically saying is, what do they got? 2068. So 2068. So 20 and 68. Okay, so they're asking, same kind of thing. In the end, they want the equation and everything. So this time, though, they're giving me different initial information. See how this question's different? Last time, what did they give me last 2 problems that they're not giving me this time?
Slope.
Slope. There's no slope. See, look back. Here they gave me a slope of 1/2. The first problem, they gave me a slope of 7. See how they're always handing me the slope? But not this time. They're not giving me the slope. So what do you do?
Find it.
Get your own slope, huh? Remember how to do that from earlier algebra class? You take the, now I will use the formula with plugging in all 4 numbers. So basically, I'm going to end up using that formula twice. Once the old way, where you plug in all 4 numbers. Do you remember that from earlier algebra stuff? I'll get my slope, and then I'll use it again the new way that we just did in the last 2 problems, where you make the 2 fronts just plain y plain x. Make sense? You're going to basically use that formula twice. So first off, you plug in all 4 numbers. And then second time, you just plug in 2 numbers, either pair. It doesn't matter which one. It'll work out the same either way. So, all right. So how do we do all 4 numbers? Well, this is x1, y1, isn't it? And this is x2, y2, y2. You could actually reverse that. It doesn't matter. You could call the first one x2, y2, whatever. It doesn't matter. It just means all that stands for is first x and y point, second x and y point. That's all those subscripts are standing for. So, okay, so let's plug them in. So y2, y1, this slope will become, what is it, 8 minus 0 over x2, 6 minus 2, which is 8 over 4, which is 2. So the slope's just 2. Good so far? So we got our slope. So let me just kind of like put a box around this. Now we're just, it's the same as the last 2 problems. Well, we're going to have to do something special at the end. But basically, you just start with the slope formula again. But this time, you're going to put the plane y and the plane x in front. Make sense? So we're using the slope formula again, but the second time, you put the plane y and the plane x in front. And you plug your stuff in. So you can use either pair. You don't need both. You're either going to use the 2, 0. That'll be fine. Or you could use the 6, 8. I think I'm just going to use the 2, 0. So, and the slope, we now know is 2. So plug the slope in as 2. And what are you going to put behind the x and the y? Behind the x is the 2. Behind the y is the 0. Or you could have used the other pair, the 6, 8. It'll actually work out the same either way. Just pick one pair. Let me slow down for a minute. Do you all see what's happening here? So they did not give me a slope in the beginning of this problem. So I had to find my own slope by plugging in all 4 numbers. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Found my own slope is 2. And then I wrote the slope formula the second time, but the second time it's the new way that we've been using it with just, where we're only going to plug in 2 numbers in the back, not all 4 numbers, right? And just leave the y and the x in the front. So then which 2? It's either the first 2 or the last 2. Doesn't matter. I plugged in the first 2. And I plugged in the slope, and now it's just the same. Put this over 1, diagonal, cross multiply, all that same stuff. So let's do that. In fact, I think I'll just, let me just put that over 1, diagonal, bring it up here. We're going to have 2, x minus 2 equals 1, y minus 0. Good to there so far? Distribute. 2x minus 4, distribute 1y minus 0, 1 times 0 is 0. Good. Normally, at this point, we get y alone. It basically is alone. This is the one other difference. If you look back at their question, look at the answers. They say right here in the form, they want x first, then y, then numbers. So they're changing the look of the answer they want. They're just making sure you can give them all different kinds of forms. So they're saying, hey, on this one, give me something times x plus something times y and some, well, c they called it, some number on the other side. So they don't want y alone on this one. They want a different look in the final answer. So can we get x first, then y, then the number? Here's x, here's y, here's the number. They're kind of out of order. But you know how to rearrange things, right? Just jump them to where they need to jump. And whenever something jumps to the other side of the equal sign, it switches its sign. Are you aware of that? So when something jumps over the equal sign, it switches sign. I mean, I'm doing that as a shortcut. Formally, you would have to go minus y. And that would get rid of the y on the right and put it on the left. But what's quicker is just grab it and just jump it. See, that'll become minus y on the left, which is the same result. You tracking with me? So I'm just going to jump it over. And then the negative 4, he needs to jump this way. So when that negative 4 jumps over, he becomes positive 4. And when the y jumps, 1y jumps over, he becomes minus 1y. And there we go. That's the form they wanted. X is first, then y's, numbers on the other side. You okay with that last maneuver there? Right? The positive 1y jumped to the left, became negative 1y. The negative 4 jumped to the right, became positive 4. Plus 0, or minus 0, which does nothing. Good. All right. There you go. See what you can do. So what's the first thing we need to do on this one? Find the slope. Yep. So start by finding the slope. Where you plug in all 4 numbers, right? So plug in all 4 numbers, find the slope. So the slope will equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Just remember how that works. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. So 13 21s minus 11 21sts. Over minus 2 sevenths minus 1 seventh. So put in all 4 numbers. So that'll be 2 21st over minus 3 sevenths. How we doing? Good. Is that making sense so far? You okay? Questions I can answer? Now, how do we simplify this thing? What do we do? Well, is it, so we just finished the section on, this is a complex fraction, isn't it? Fractions over fractions. Can we grab the bottom, can we do the easier thing and grab it and flip it? Yeah, because that's just one fraction on the bottom, huh? Yeah, so just grab it and flip it. That'd be quicker. Just grab the bottom and flip it up, huh? Dividing's upside down multiplying. So just grab that thing and flip it up there. So it'll become 2 21s times minus 7/3. Good to there. And then what do we do? Yeah, 7 goes into 21 3 times. See how when you have times in the middle, that's cross canceling, huh? Whereas when you have equals in the middle, that's when you cross multiply. You see that difference? So 7 goes into 21 3 times. So what is that slope then? Negative 2/9. Everybody seeing that? Right? Because 3 times 3, leftover 3, so it makes the 9 on the bottom. 2/9, and it's negative because one of them's negative. Good, so negative 2/9. So the slope is negative 2/9. So now we've got the slope. Once we've got the slope, we're about halfway through this problem. Now we write the slope formula again and use it the second way, where we only put the 2 numbers in the back, right? Now I'll come down here and I'll write the slope formula again. This time with just the y and the x in front, we're only going to put the 2 numbers in the back. How are we doing? So you put the slope over here, and then you're going to grab either the first 2 or the second 2. I'm just going to grab the first 2. So I'll grab these 2. And so put the x behind the x, put the y behind the y, and the slope, this side, is minus 2/9, isn't it? I'm going to need a fresh screen to finish that up. Is that okay? See what I'm doing there? Am I losing you? Getting kind of crazy and confusing here. Is it making sense? So I did the slope the first way, where you put in all 4 numbers. Got my answer. Then the slope. Then you do the slope equation the second time, where you just put the 2 numbers in the back. And I put the x and the y, the first points, x behind the x, the y behind the y. And over here, the slope that I figured out, minus 2/9. Like that. Okay. So then that, right? So get rid of this slope. It's just going to be minus 2/9. So I'll go to a fresh screen. Minus 2/9 equals y minus 11/21 over x minus a 7th. Like that. Okay, and now we diagonal, cross multiply, huh? It's kind of a terrible problem. So now what do you do with the minus? Here's one thing that gets people a lot. Is this minus right here that's on that fraction. I'm about to cross multiply. So that minus sign, does he go with the top, the 2, when I do my diagonal? Like when I go diagonal, is that minus going to go on the 2? And then when I do the other diagonal, is he not on the 9, or is he also on the 9, or what? What's the deal? What do we do with the minus sign on a fraction? What does it do? Does it go? Can it go with both? Right. One or the other, either one, but not both. We good? Because 1 minus sign doesn't mean 2. Right? Because 2 minuses, it'd be plus, huh? So that's not right, but so you guys are right on the money. It just goes on one or the other. You can put it on the 2 or the 9. It doesn't really matter, but don't put it on both, because 2 negatives would actually be positive, wouldn't it? Yeah, good. Just want to make sure you're clear with that. That gets a lot of people. So just take, when you start doing the diagonal, remember the negative is on just one of those 2 when it's on a fraction. All right, so now we've got to distribute. We got more fractions. Awful problem. We got more fractions. So let's keep going. I'm thinking this problem's going to end sometime soon. So let's see here. So distribute. Get negative 2x plus 2/7. Are you okay with that? That 2's over 1, so it went to the top, right? Whole numbers are over 1. When they interact with a fraction, they go to the top, don't they? You okay with that? You're crystal clear on that? Anytime a whole number interacts with a fraction, it's over 1, goes to the top. So, boom, boom. 9y. Where's that 9 going to go? To the top. 99/21. Because it's 9 over 1. Right? Whole numbers are over 1. They go to the top. We're getting close. What form do they want in the end? I believe they want the x's, then y's, then numbers. Yeah, look at them all. So they're all x's, then y's, then numbers. See them? We're close now. All right, so how are we going to get x's and y's and numbers? Well, we got to rearrange things now. So I'm going to grab this and jump it left, grab this and jump it right. When things jump, their signs switch. Minus 2x minus 9y is minus 2/7 minus 99/21. Did y'all see that maneuver? When things jump over the equal sign, their signs change. Just like last time. X is right. 9y jumps over minus, 2/7 jumps over minus. Okay, now that's almost a good answer, except if you look back, if this is a multiple choice test, like our exam in a few weeks, exam 2, look back here, see how none of these have fractions? We're trying to grab, the right multiple choice answer. None of them have fractions, do they? So, is there a way that I can get rid of the fractions here? How do I do it? Yeah, have I called it the hitman? Did I not use that terminology? I have a name for everything. But anyway, you just look. Basically, when you see fractions, you want to kill them. You want to get rid of them, right? So you look at the 7 and the 21, and you say, what do 7 and 21 both go into? 21. 21 is the common denominator. So what do you now? Here's the mistake a lot of people make. They'll do stuff like they'll come. Well, anyway, I don't want to confuse you by doing wrong stuff. You want to multiply that 21 by everybody, like this. Because you see, I have an equal sign. So I want to do the same thing to both sides of the equal sign. Notice what I did not do. I did not come in here and multiply top and bottom by 3. Everybody see that difference? Now, this is complex, isn't it? This takes practice. It did for me too. I understood about half of what my math teachers were usually doing in class, and I would go home and spend my life going over and over and over it. So, multiply through by 21, and then you have to cancel here. Right? That's the purpose. I call it a hitman, just to remind students it's supposed to take something out. Let it do its job. Let this happen right here. 7 goes into 21 3 times. So what? So that'll be minus 6, right? 2 times 3? Minus. Let this do its job. Minus 99. What's going to happen here? Minus 42x minus whatever that is. 9 times 189. Y. This is such a terrible problem. 189y. I'm going to have to go to a fresh screen again. This is crazy. All right, one more. Sorry, did I just lose you there? Minus 42x minus 189y equals, and what's the other side? Minus 6 minus 99. Did you see that maneuver on that one? Is that okay? I multiplied through by 21 because I wanted to get rid of these fractions. So I did the same thing left and right. Yeah?
On the very top, shouldn't we just multiply 21 out? Like at the very top, go y minus 11 over 21.
What's that?
I'll explain it. Like all the way at the very top, like how we just reduced the fractions, couldn't we have multiplied everything by 21? Right?
Top and bottom by 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been, that's right, that's true, that's okay. There wouldn't have been a lot easier or different.
Okay.
That's okay, though. Yeah,
Okay.
you're thinking right.
I just didn't want to use it.
Yeah, we're not going to give, it would be about the same.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true, though. What you're saying is true. So we to here, okay? I know, I'm wanting this problem to end, too. Let's finish this crazy thing up. So this other side is what? It's minus 105. Now, that doesn't look like any of our answers, does it? But before we despair and assume we messed up, see all of them? See how they all have 5 on the right side? Question, comment?
Back to that, the 6 right there. Can't you just times 7 times 3 is 21, and you get 3 over 21, and then you get 11 over 21? Because I got the answer.
Uh-huh. So what is it you're saying? I better move on. There's all kinds of other ways. There's a million things you can do with these fractions. There are lots and lots. We're almost there. We're going to be right. It's okay. Don't despair. Look right here for a second. We're one step away, I promise. Okay, now what would you do? But I want to help you to think, because this will happen to you, things like this, on an exam. Suppose you did all that work, and that was all good work, hard work, good work. You get to here, and you go, oh my goodness, it doesn't look like any of the answers. Let me go back to the end. We have what, 105 over there. Look back here. They all have 5 on the right side. Well, hold on. Let that lead you. Let that guide you. Come on back. How could I turn that into 5? They all have 5. So how could I turn that into 5? What could you divide by? I have no idea. Check your calculator. Take 105 and divide by 5, and you get 21, right? So that means if you divide that by 21, negative 21, 2 negatives, it'll be positive 5, which is what they have on all their answers. So it's like they took this one and they divided through by negative 21. How did I come up with that? Because I thought I got to make it 5. All theirs are 5. So I just took my calculator and took 105 divided by 5 and said 21. That's what you need to divide by. Making sense? What I'm doing there? So just divide. You can always multiply both sides or divide both sides of an equation. So what are you going to get? This is 2x, right? And this is it 7? 8? 9? 9y. There it is. 2x plus 9y is 5. That was terrible. There probably are easier ways than what I did, because that seemed painful. I don't think there's a significantly easier. I think it is a hard problem, but there's probably a couple easier turns. I'm not sure what they are, but I don't want to do the problem again. So there it is. There it is. That was an awful one. Oh, we got to try number 6. So number 6, write the equation. Here, I'll write right here. Line horizontal. Oops, let's see. Horizontal line. Line is horizontal, and it goes through the point 4, 1. Is that right? Yeah, 4, 1. Okay. So they're talking about a horizontal line that goes through the point 4, 1. They want the equation. This will be a snap, but it's not easy if you don't know a couple things. Let me help. So let's do the point 4, 1 first off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Boom, right there. 4, 1. You don't have to graph it, but I think it might help you. So there's the point 4, 1, and we're talking about a horizontal. What does horizontal mean? Flat, like the horizon, right? Flat. So a flat line that goes right through that point. So there's a picture, but I don't need a picture, I need an equation. How do I get the equation of that line? Well, no, anytime a line is flat or vertical, do you know what that means? That means there's only one letter in the equation. You might know that already. Do you know what I mean? If the line is flat like this, that means flat or vertical, perfectly flat or perfectly straight up and down, no slant to it at all. If that's the case, then it only has one letter. Like only X or only Y. If it's perfectly flat or perfectly vertical, it's going to have only X or only Y. So how do you know which one? Well, which axis does it hit? It hits the y-axis at a height of 1. So that's it. Y equals 1. Done. That's the equation. It's the line going through the y-axis at a height of 1. So horizontal vertical lines are easy. They only have one letter. It's just whichever axis they hit and where they hit it. Y is 1. So they're going to have let's do one more. They're going to have a lot of questions like that. So they'll. Okay, this will be our last one, number 7 here. About halfway through this section. All right, same thing. They want the equation. They're giving us a point. 3, 5. This one is not a vertical or horizontal. It's not that easy. So, you know, what information are they not giving us? Yeah, there's no slope anywhere, is there? There's no slope. So we got to get our own slope. How are we going to get our own slope? Any ideas? Our line is parallel to y equals 4x minus 3. What does that mean, parallel? Parallel. Parallel means same slope, doesn't it? Like parallel lines, you know, are like that. They have the same steepness, right? Okay, great. What's the slope of this line?
-3. Oh, no,
4. It's that number, and remember it's y equals mx plus b. This is the m. The number, do you know that? When y is alone, the number next to x is the slope. Have you learned that before? I know it's probably a lot to remember and review if you've had it years ago. But yeah, the number next to x is the slope. So this line's slope is 4. Our line is parallel to that one, same slope as that one, so our slope is 4. So now we know our slope is 4, and that's a point we go through. Now we can do the regular thing. Did that make sense? So now I can go, all right, I got it. Slope equals y minus x minus, put the two numbers in the back, put the slope in the front, cross multiply, that whole thing. I can do that whole thing now because I have a slope. Do you all see how I got that slope? The other equation, the 4 was his slope. When y is alone, the slope is the number next to x. That's what it means to say y equals mx plus b. The m is what we have for slope. So therefore, you put the slope over here, the 4. What are you going to put in the back of the y? The 5, because this is the y value and this is the x. So the 5 here, the x is 3. Right? So y minus 5 over x minus 3. And then what do we do? Put the cross multiply. Put this over 1, diagonal, diagonal. I'll bring it up to here. It's 4x minus 3, 1, y minus 5. Diagonal, diagonal, distribute, distribute. 4x minus 12, y minus 5. Last step, y wants to be alone. I think they want y alone, don't they? Yeah, they want y alone on this one. Add 5 to both sides. Y equals 4x minus 7. Is that right? Let me double check. They want, write the equation in the form. Yeah, they must be, yeah. That is what they want. All right, I know that was a lot of material. I'm going to stop there.